I have been diagnosed with ADD. I was having some real trouble in school, concentrating, focusing, trying to keep things in my mind for, extended periods of time. I tend to overanalyze the situation sometimes, simply because I'm just thinking too hard, and I can get so frustrated so easily.
ADD is a neurobiological chemical imbalance in the brain. It's like having a radio in your head and 40 channels playing at the same time. That used to be the misconception that children grew up and outgrew ADHD, but what we're finding is that they didn't actually outgrow ADD, they learned strategies to cope with their ADD.
I do tend to get much more scatterbrained and do less work, get a little distracted, unless I have some help.
A lot of kids with ADHD have behavior problems, and I think it's more they're so frustrated with at home, they get so much negative interaction because of their ADHD that they have low self-esteem, and then they get, like, what is it, behavior problems. Here, I'll give you a Band-Aid, sweetie. I knew Ben was ADHD before he started school, so it was real frustrating at first. And when I learned to accept who he was, it was much more fun to be his mom.
People often think that people with ADD are dumb, and that's generally not true. Usually our ADD population of children and adults have very high IQs. There's a lot of positive traits to being ADD.
He'd draw comic strips. Just incredible stories with a lot of detail, and he's really attuned to his environment.
I have so many different interests because of ADD. I couldn't stay focused on one thing at a time, so I had to explore a bunch of possibilities.
ADD people are our poets, actors, and artists. Just sometimes the disorder gets in the way of them being able to achieve to their ability.
People asking questions to the people with the answers. The people with the answers are the people with the questions. So the people with the questions ask the people with the answers. The people with the answers won't tell the people with the questions the answer. So we all live together on a little round ball. We all sing together when the cuckoo calls. Together well, I don't know.
Stem cell research is back in the news. Geneticists may have found a way around the controversial use of human embryos to extract stem cells. Recent tests indicate that amniotic fluid, the liquid which cushions the embryo in a mother's womb, may be as valuable for research as the embryo itself.
If this holds true, amniotic fluid, not human embryos, will provide stem cells needed to develop therapies to treat diseases that afflict millions of Americans.
Steve Wakefield suffers from one of these diseases. The father of 6, an active athlete and a distinguished attorney, at age 56, Steve's life changed dramatically. The diagnosis? ALS, commonly known as Lou Gehrig's disease.
Over time, this degenerative disorder destroys the nerve receptors and eventually stealing away the brain's control over body's movements.
There is hope that stem cell research could provide a cure for Steve's ALS, as well as many other diseases and disorders, from Parkinson's to Alzheimer's to paralysis. Yet in August 2001, President Bush halted federal funding for research on new stem cell lines. Steve, a Bush family friend and supporter, believes new ethical solutions for the research, like amniotic fluid, may encourage Washington to restore funding. And the sooner funding is restored, the sooner cures can be found for the millions of people like Steve Wakefield.